Betrayal in Tokyo. Imagine this. You're in Tokyo, in the city of your dreams, and suddenly, I never thought that Tokyo would be the place where I would experience true betrayal. It all started so simply, with the decision to go to Japan with my friend Dan. We had dreamed about this trip for years. Finally, the moment arrived. The giant city, the bright lights, the new culture. Nothing could stop us from enjoying our time together. But we arrived late, around midnight. I was exhausted after the long flight, just wanted to sleep and rest. But Dan, as always, was full of energy, ready to handle everything. He said he found a great place to stay, not a hotel, but with a local family. I was a little suspicious. It was something new, but knowing him, I trusted him. I was sure everything would be fine. When we got to the house, I felt an eerie silence. Everything was too calm, like we had entered a different reality. Then the host, an elderly Japanese woman, greeted us. And although she smiled, I sensed something uneasy in her eyes. Everything seemed off. But Dan didn't notice. He was in his element. He always knew where to go, always confident. At that moment, I felt like something was wrong. The next day, things started differently. Dan began acting strange. He would disappear, say he had some errands, and be gone for a while. I, as always, thought it was just exhaustion. But then, one day, while walking through the streets of Tokyo, I decided to follow him. I wondered where he was going, what he was doing. And there he was, in a narrow alley, meeting with a stranger. I overheard them talking about a plan, about how they would take the money. I froze. I just stood there, behind the corner, not knowing what to do. Something inside me literally snapped. How could this happen? Why him? Why me? And not just that, I realized everything I thought about our trip was a lie. It was all part of his plan. I couldn't believe it. My own friend was planning to steal from me. How could this be happening? Why? The answers didn't come. I didn't know what to do. And standing there, I realized that I had to confront him. But how do you tell someone that you know the truth? I walked up to him and asked what was going on. He told me it was all a misunderstanding, that I had misinterpreted things. But his eyes, they gave him away. This wasn't the Dan I had traveled with, the one I shared everything with. This was a person willing to betray me for money. "You're wrong. You've betrayed me." His face didn't change. He tried to justify himself, but I could see it in his eyes. He knew I knew. And now I knew that I couldn't be around someone who would deceive me like that. I went to the host family and told them my suspicions. They were shocked, but they supported me. Dan didn't know that I knew everything, and while he packed, I could feel that our friendship was already dead. He kept acting like everything was fine, but I saw through it. I saw the real him. When we were leaving, I told him, "You're not coming with me." He didn't say anything in response. He just looked at me, silently, knowing that I had made my decision. What did I feel at that moment, leaving him behind? What had I lost? What had he lost? I left Tokyo without him. I still don't understand why he chose to do what he did. We were friends. We shared everything. But sometimes people change. Sometimes you have to face the truth and realize that not everyone you trust deserves your trust. Tokyo became a place where I learned some important things. I realized that betrayal can happen at the most unexpected moment, and that you shouldn't lose faith in yourself, even when someone tears apart everything you've built. And although this story ended, I know one thing. I will be more cautious in the future. I will pay more attention to my instincts, and I will never ignore them again.